Miss Marv and the dream she never let go. Marvette Sinclair was 40 years old, but her mornings started long before the rest of the ghetto woke up. At 4:30 a.m., when the zinc fences were still cool from the night breeze and the street dogs were just settling down, Marvette was already lighting her coal stove behind Marvette's corner pot, the little cookshop she built with her own hands. The shop wasn't fancy, half wood, half zinc, with faded paint and a door that squeaked like it was complaining every time she opened it. But it was hers. And every morning, as she set her pots on the fire, she whispered the same thing. Father God, bless the work of me hands. The neighborhood depended on her. Taxi men came for their early call porridge. Construction workers came for fry dumpling and ackee. Children heading to school came for a patty or a cup of cocoa bread she'd bake from scratch on Sundays and freeze for the week. People said she had blessed hands. But what they didn't know was that Marvette didn't just cook with seasoning, she cooked with survival. Growing up in the inner city meant she had seen everything. Gunshots splitting the silence, sirens rushing past, people hustling to make it through one more day. Her mother always told her, Marv, use the life you get fi create a better one. So she tried. Every single day. But beneath the flour dust and the scent of curry, Marvette carried another dream. A quiet one she hid from the world. She wanted to become a teacher, not because it was fancy or paid well, but because deep in her heart she believed knowledge was the one thing no gunman, no hardship, no poverty could ever take away. After school, children often gathered outside her cookshop. Some begged for dumpling scraps, others waited for their parents. But most came because they liked being around her. One little girl, Tanya, was always failing spelling tests. One evening, Marvette saw her crying near the counter, wiping her eyes on her uniform sleeve. What happened, baby girl? Me get 4 out of 20 again, Miss Marv. Me tia spell nuttin. Marvette pulled her inside, grabbed a piece of cardboard from under the counter and wrote, CATBOOKGIRL. She broke down the sounds, made little rhymes, turned the lesson into a game. Tanya laughed, wiped her tears and kept practicing as the afternoon sun dipped lower. Nearly every day after that, kids showed up with homework, questions and exercise books. They came for food, but stayed for help. And every time someone shouted, Miss Marv, her heart fluttered. She loved the sound more than she loved the smell of fresh festival. Marvette didn't tell many people, but late at night, when the shop was closed and the lane got quiet, she sat on a little stool under the single streetlight with a stack of old textbooks she bought from a flea market downtown. Sometimes she fell asleep with her head in a geography book. Sometimes she mixed up recipes with math formulas. Sometimes she wondered if she was being ridiculous. 40-year-old women didn't usually go back to school, not in her neighborhood. They worked, raised children, paid bills, held everything together, but she kept at it. Every night she underlined passages, practiced writing essays, and whispered notes to herself, subject and predicate, photosynthesis, fractions. Her brain felt stiff at first, like a door not opened in years, but slowly it loosened. She was learning again, and she was proud. One Friday afternoon, during a rush of customers, little Keon, a bright, hyperactive boy from the lane, ran into her shop, waving an exercise book over his head. Miss Marv, look, look! He almost tripped over a stool. When she grabbed the book, her chest tightened. 95%, a big red circle around the number. You help me weed me fractions, member me get nearly all right. She stared at the page. Not at the number, but at the words written at the bottom in neat teacher handwriting. Excellent work, Keon. Keep following the guidance of whoever is helping you. Guidance, her. She was someone's guidance. Keon hugged her waist and said the words that broke her wide open inside. Miss Marv, you a real teacher. She didn't cry in front of him. Her eyes only glistened a little, but after he left, she stood still, hand on her heart, breathing deeply as a realization settled. It's time. No more dreaming quietly. No more waiting. No more one day. It's time to try. The very next week, she went downtown and signed up for evening classes at an adult learning center. She used money she had been saving to replace her old fridge. It hurt her finances, but it fed her spirit. She pinned the enrollment receipt on the wall of her cookshop right beside the menu board. Some customers teased her, Marv, you're a go study at this age. You can't manage that with all this work. Teacher Marvette, you're joking. She smiled and kept stirring her pot. Let them talk. She had spent her whole life proving people wrong anyway. Months passed. In the mornings, she cooked. In the evenings, she studied. On weekends, she practiced writing essays and graded worksheets for kids who brought her their homework. And the community began to notice. Parents started calling her Teach. Kids brought their friends for help. A few adults even asked her to read documents for them because she explained things clearly, slowly, gently. Like sunrise creeping over the hills, her dream began to look real. She wasn't at the finish line, but she was walking toward it, step by step, page by page, pot by pot. One night, after a long day of cooking and an even longer night of studying, Marvette closed her books, stepped outside, and looked at the sky. Stars blinked above the ghetto. Gunshots were silent tonight. The breeze was soft. She whispered, "Me come from this struggle, but me not stopping here." And she knew it, fully and deeply. One day she would stand in a classroom with Teacher Marvette written in chalk on the board. She would teach children who grew up just like her children, who needed hope, guidance, and someone who believed in them. And when that day came, she knew exactly what she'd tell them: dream big, work hard, and don't let nobody tell you it too late fi start. Because she was living proof.